they tell a different story. They tell a different story about you. Your consumer reports. You got 3 consumer reports that tell 3 different stories. Same account, but 3 different stories. Welcome to Blind Intelligence, y'all. What's going on? How's everybody doing? What's happening, man? Hey, it's been a while, yo. It's last week, you know what I'm saying? It's been, 7 days. What's going on? Yeah, I be on this thing, you know what I'm saying? Kind of once a week, whatever. But my question today is, your credit report, consumer report, has the same account, but they're going to tell a different story. How do you fight that? How do you fight that? I mean, because, yo, check this out. That's crazy. It's crazy. It's supposed to say the same thing. That's called inconsistency, and you can use it against them. This is not legal advice. This is not financial advice. If you would like legal advice, if you would like financial advice, then I suggest you find yourself a competent professional, and by all means, please be advised. What I'm about to say here is strictly for education and informational purposes only. The views and opinions is of me, the host, Raphael Bird, and not of the views and opinions of any platform that hosts Blind Intelligence. Now, I want you to kind of like think about that for a minute. You got Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. And let's say you got a balance that you owe from, I don't know, Discover or whoever. Let's say you might owe $10,000. But on one it says you owe $10,002. Another one says you owe $10,003. The other one says you owe $9,004. That is inconsistent. What does the bill say? What does the law say? See, all of these things you have to bring in, you got to bring in close to you so you can understand what this is about. Because what does the law say? Let's look at the law for a minute. It states that it has to be accurate and complete. If they're saying different things, is it accurate? No, it is not. Is it complete? No, it is not. So they have to remove it. They can't go in there, correct it, none of that mess. They have to remove it off the report. Off the report, period, point blank. Because if it's not accurate and complete, no go, y'all. No go. I want to talk about a little bit about paying these debt collectors. I'm talking the debt junk buyers. The one that has no standing to collect on you. Because it seems to me that people don't get it. And I don't care how much money you owe. They don't get it. Debt junk buyers you don't owe them anything. Why are you paying Midland Funding? Why are you paying LVNV? Why are you paying for these deletions? It shouldn't be on your report, no way. How did it get there? How did the deletions get there? What happened in between? Between the time that they contacted you and between the time it's been reported on your report. I wonder what happened in between. Did they contact you? did they contact you? If they contact you, what did you tell them? Did you answer them? Did you answer the debt junk buyer? Did you tell them to validate the debt? Do they got a copy of your signature? They probably don't. They don't. Do they got an assignment from your creditor? No, they don't. Why are you paying them? You have to look. Let me tell you something. This madness got to stop. Got to stop. Cause man, it's crazy. All you do is pay off. If all you just paying debts out of your labor, you work a 9 to 5. Sometimes you work 12 hours, and all you do is pay debts. And then it be debts that you don't owe. Did you know that you could literally sue for a debt that you owe? How? How can I do that? If you owe a debt and they pick it up, and they harass you, you can sue them for that. And you tell them to cease and desist. If they have any type of willful neglection or I'm talking about willful neglect, whatever, you could tell you it pays to $1,000 or more. Depends on your state. Even if you owe the debt, you still can get some bread. Cause the debt junk buyer, they ain't got no standing. They don't get standing when you give it to them. I go into this all the time. I'm telling you. You don't believe me? You need to go. You need to look up the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. You need to go. You really need to. You need to look at the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, and you need to look up the Fair Credit Reporting Act. You need to look it all up. Look up all the consumer laws, and see if I'm lying. What does 15 U.S.C. 1681 say? 15 U.S.C. 1681 N say? What does all that say? Come on. You need to go read that stuff. Literally sit down and read it and look up the words. Look up the legalese. I don't care. Look it up. Me sitting here telling you, if I tell you this, it's not going to help you. Because heck, you're not going to remember it no way. And if you write it down, you could go pull it up. If you take the time out to write what I'm telling you down, then you need to go pull it up on your phone or on your computer, or whatever device you're using to get this information. But that's the problem. You don't want to read. You want somebody to read it for you or read it to you. You don't want to read. If you can't read, then you can have. I use a screen. I'm totally blind. I use a screen reader. I have it read to me. You can have it read to you. And if you don't understand the words, find a dictionary. Find a legal dictionary. Black's Law Dictionary, whatever. Find a dictionary and look up the words. But you got to start reading. And you got because it can't nobody get out of debt. This debt stuff is you. Look, if somebody, if you went to work for 12 hours for 5 days a week, maybe 6 days, maybe 7, who knows? But if you went to work for 12 hours, does anybody controlling your money? If they shorten you on your money, what you gonna do? You gonna get somebody else to come and fight your battles? You gonna call somebody is there somebody gonna be on standby to fight your battles because somebody because the job didn't pay you all your money? No. You gonna go handle that yourself. Why can't you handle that with your credit? Why do you think why do you put the power in these people's hands? These people ain't got no power until you give it to them. That's the reason why they come after you. That's the reason why they come after you. Because they know that you ain't gonna do nothing. And when you show them you give them any kind of indication that you're not gonna do anything, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna persist on. You sit there and you talk, you talk this big talk around your peoples, this, that, whatever. But when they call you, you clam up. You get frightened. Look, let me tell you something. This is to develop you. I'm not trying to disrespect you or diss you. You know what I'm saying? No type of way. But you have to get this under control. Because it's stressful. See, and the only way that you deal with your stress is deal with it. God said, strength is created, strength comes out of weakness. Right? Alright. So this is what I'm saying, you have to deal with it. The more you know, the more you grow. The more you know, the more you won't be afraid. See, you are afraid because you don't know. That's why you're afraid. You're stressed out because you don't know. Learn the consumer laws and get this under control. And don't let these debt junk buys run over you. Man, you just don't know. I go into these chat rooms on Facebook and I hear so many stories about LV&V, Midland Funding, portfolio recovery, and how people are paying these people. And I'm like, man, I really wish they could. I'm like, go look at my videos. Go check out Sherry Beckley. Go check out Darian Delabate. Go look at the videos. These people are, we're not talking, we all singing the same song. We're trying to get you out of this. This ain't no internet mumbo jumbo. This is not internet mumbo jumbo. People are trying to get you out of this. And you don't know who to believe. This is how you learn. When there are people saying the same thing, that's where you get your information from. That's where you get your information. If you got 3 or 4 people that don't know each other and they're singing the same song, that's how you know it's true. And I learned that before this internet thing popped off. See, when I was a kid, my mama and my dad used to tell me all the time, look, don't be a follower, be a leader. Right? And along with that speech, it went along with, you need to be careful who you're listening to. And that was the part that kind of didn't resonate with me at the time when I was little, but when I got older, I started to understand, well, how can I discern who's telling me a lie and who's telling me the truth, right? And so I had to think about it for a minute. And I'm talking about, nobody told me this. I literally had to sit back and ponder. If you got 2 or 3 people that don't know each other and they saying the same thing, 9 times out of 10 is true. I live in Mississippi. If a person in Mississippi is telling me the same thing that a person in New York is telling me, and the person in Chicago is telling me the same thing, and the person in Detroit is telling me the same thing, 9 times out of 10, the story is going to be true. And they don't know each other, 9 times out of 10, that's how I make that determination. And that's how I move. And I've been moving like that forever, and it's always worked out. I ain't gonna even lie, I've never had a encountered failure with information that's called research. This is called research. When you open up a book and read something, you want to verify it. Go to another source, to a dictionary, look up the words, and ask people. Maybe you need to go to another book. See, a lot of times your study also comes from when you open up the book, you close it, and then you go to another book. If another book saying the same thing, then it's got to be real. Or just look around. It might be something around you that can verify it. And that's the same thing with these debt and this credit. You got to get it under control. I know you're stressed. I know you're tired of them calling you. They call your job. They're sending you letters. Answer the letters. You call them and you ask questions. You don't answer nothing. You ask questions. Well, what am I going to say? If they call me, what am I going to say? Is this John Doe? Well, yeah, this is John Doe. What can I do for you? Who am I speaking with? First question. And where are you calling from? Second question, right? Right? Is there anyone around where they could send me some information? Third question. You see, you asking questions. It's putting you, see, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, you have to ask the questions. You need to do better prompting. Go on to whatever AI tool that you use. Claude, Chat, GPT, whether it's Gemini, whatever AI tool you use, prompt it properly. When you prompt it, ask, what better questions can I ask a debt collector? What better questions can I ask a debt collector when they call my house trying to ask for money? And watch what it tell you. And literally use the questions. Use them. Because if you can't conjure them up in your brain, let them help you. And use the questions, because they're going to have to answer them. And this is how you learn. This is how you learn. Stop being afraid. See, when you have the law on your side, and when you have you can ask open-ended questions, man, listen, sky's the limit for you. These debt junk buyers have no rights until you give it to them. They ain't got no standing. Do you know what is 15 USC? What does 15 USC 1681B say? That's permissible purpose. My question to you, when you read it, go read that. And when you read that, ask this question. Who gave them permission to report on your consumer, to report the information on your consumer report? Because it clearly states in that document that in that law that they have to get permission from the consumer. And if you didn't give them permission, how could they report that on your consumer report? This is how you know that the consumer agencies are not credit bureaus. They don't have no stinking authority. Because if they had authority, they would regulate these data furnishers and these debt collectors. Did you get permission? Did you get permission from the consumer to report this on this report? Because if I was a consumer agency, that's what I would be asking. That would be in my policy with any data furnisher that I have that I would that would be reporting to me. If you're reporting data to me, I want to know where you got it from. I want to know because legally, because I don't want nobody coming after me. See, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian is so big. They own businesses. They don't care about nobody coming after them. They got vocals of attorneys to fight this mess. Attorneys will fight this mess while they sleep. See, but my thing is policy. If I had a consumer agency, that would be in my policy, because what it does, because it's congruent to the law. You must have a policy that is congruent to the law. Period. 15 U.S.C. 1681B. Why is it that nobody is fighting that? Nobody is bringing that up. If they report any data on your report, they got to remove it. But a lot of times they won't. They won't. And I'm talking. Everybody say, "Well, you need to talk to the data furnishers." No, I'm talking to the consumer agencies. Why did you allow this? Why did you allow? Because this is hearsay. They didn't get my permission to do this. You got to remove this. You got to remove this. And then I'm sending an affidavit to that. I'm sending an affidavit to that junk buyer. I'm sending an affidavit to that to the consumer agency. I'm sending affidavits. I'm swearing under penalties of perjury that you people they did not get permission from me to report this on my report. Remove it. Period. Point blank. You need to stop being afraid of these affidavits. Straight up. They're going to respond to them affidavits. They're going to respond. Send a certified mail, get a return receipt, and watch what happens. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. They don't want no smoke. None of them want no smoke. You didn't give them permission. I harp on that till the cows come home. And that's the problem. Nobody is speaking up about this mess. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's speaking up. I hear Derry Delevante talk about it. I look at his videos. You're real cool cat. You know what I'm saying? I like him a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I respect a lot of people that's putting out positive information, because this the same information that I'm putting out. I'm looking at. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to you know what I'm saying? Copy off nobody and nothing like that. I just like to look at other information, because maybe it's something that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He say he a reader. He a real good reader. And maybe it's something that he's looking at certain things from a certain angle. Maybe that's the angle. Maybe I didn't see it like that before. Maybe I need to check myself. Same thing with Sherry Beckley. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Brad Tipton. I'm looking at a lot of different people. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at a lot of different individuals that comes on and they give out some real good information. Because here's the deal. You know, everybody got a different perspective. Everybody. And you have to understand that what resonates with you is what resonates with you. And I'm hoping that I resonate with you, because I'm trying to come at you. I'm going to come at you straight from the hip. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not gonna, I'm not just gonna do profanity or anything like that. But I'm gonna come straight from the hip. It's like we just having a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I've been through it. And a lot of the people that's on this internet they've been through this stuff. A lot of them went through this stuff. They got a story to tell. We know it's stressful, but you can't sit down, and you can't stick your head in the sand like an ostrich. You got to get up and fight. Hey, this is Blonde Intelligence.